crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
The penetrator.
Now, come on, look, because I always went the farthest into the target, goddammit. Libya, Tunisia, Lebanon, it was me, pal. I was always first in, last out.
This thing doesn't want to show itself. It wants to hide inside an imitation. It'll fight if it has to, but it's vulnerable out in the open.
Its blood was on the leaves.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Mexican Ironman, the Milf Founder himself, Ryan Roger Ape and Shum. Good morning, Valhalla. How are you guys doing this morning? So good to see you for this Taco Tuesday with the one and only, the MILF manager himself, Mexican Ironman.
You know what? I don't even know why I look forward to waking up on Tuesday for this lack of respect and these insults. What is that poll? What is that? I just saw it.
I got sent a promotion that we need to talk about. So there's a job opportunity, huge job opportunity. The sun rises over the plains of the Serengeti.
Okay.
In the distance is a mansion.
Oh,
God. As we focus in on the mansion, on top, lining the top of the mansion,
I see where this
is
going.
A gaggle of married MILFs.
A gaggle? What is a gaggle?
A lot.
Okay. So that's
the like windows shine ready for someone to leap out of them in a single bound.
Oh, like Superman.
A shadow forms in the distance. And as we focus, we see the medallion of Mexico around his neck. The red, the white, and the green of his armor gleams in the sunlight. And as we focus on our hero, the MILF manager himself, Mexican Ironman,
Oh no.
music rises. Yahweh, nah, what a wee, what a whoa, I'm gonna bang me a MILF. Yeah, what a way, the MILF Manor waits for me. Gonna bang me some MILFs, gonna bang me some MILFs, and the circle of MILFs, what a way, waits for me to stick it in them, yada, 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 way. I'm gonna lose control as I bang me some MILFs. Yada wee, wada whoa, wada ba, wow, wow, way. MILFs, Married MILFs of the Serengeti, MILF Manor Part 2, starring our hero, Mexican Ironman.
Wow. Wow, you did that all by yourself, huh? Wow. I don't love you right now. See, and I came on the show to talk about how amazing was seeing you Sunday. And then last night I had dinner with George Moho. I had the best birthday ever. I got to see two of my brothers. It's the same 24 hours. You on Sunday, George on Monday. And then I wake up on Tuesday to this. Uh-huh. By the way, your poll sucks because you are part of the YouTube cabal, sir. You are censoring free speech. There are thousands of people watching this video, hundreds now live and on the replay, thousands down the road, and you are restricting free speech because the vast legion of people want to vote no on this poll, and you are only letting them vote yes or yes. You, sir, are just like Mama Susan. You are censoring free speech in these difficult and trying times.
Mexican Iron Man is trying to get out of this shit by jumping out a window, ladies and gentlemen.
How is there a fucking window on the Serengeti? There's only like trees.
Because there's a mansion, so of course it's got many, many windows.
Yeah. Dude, can I tell you Houston, which is where I'm at now, is freaking a huge city. So I went and met George.
Oh, yeah.
So I've had taxi client appointments, and then late last night at around 8 o'clock, I drove to meet George in Sugarland here in Houston, Texas. You know where that's at?
Yes.
Dude, this city is huge. Like, it never stops.
No, it never stops.
Like just driving from the Woodlands where I met you, this area, all the way to Sugarland was like 50 minutes. And I looked on a map and I barely sliced a piece of the Houston pie.
Yes.
And then from here, I have to travel to Connecticut. I'll be seeing Max for his birthday. Then I come back next week to Hilton Head, South Carolina on Tuesday. Then I've got 10 days of hell until March 15th, tax day. Then I pass out for a couple of days, and then it starts all over again until April and May.
Yep.
These are trying times.
Sounds about right.
Tax
Pops, speaking of trying times, Pops sent us a $10 super chat and says, I just want Mexican Iron Man to know Popsverse is a safe space. And what's your story will be your chance to openly discuss how Milf Manner is shaming your real life experiences. Hashtag talk hard, hashtag talk truth.
Wait, what? Hold on. The whole premise. Hi, Pops. Love you. The whole premise of that super chat makes no sense. How there is no Milf Manner, which is
yes, there is.
Well, okay, there's no Milf Manner that I'm a part of.
I don't believe that. Every married MILF in Hilton Head is part of Mexican Iron Man's Milf Manner.
Nope. This isn't like back in the Bay Area where I dated a bunch of single moms, none of whom were married, by the way. I'm like on Hilton Head Island. You realize on Hilton Head Island, it's a rich, like retired community. I am by far, and I'm no spring chicken, I am by far one of the youngest people anywhere near me, especially in Hilton Head Plantation, which is a fancy pants area. And I'm no spring chicken. So if I were doing married chicks, they'd be like in their 80s and 70s and shit.
The wrenches are chiming in here. Chris Burgess says, I object, Mexican Iron Man. It's not a poll. It's an actual testimony from witnesses of the mighty adventures of one Mexican Iron Man.
Oh, God.
And Project Storytime says, of course, Mikey would deny it.
Oh, great. The great writers of Valhalla reach out and speak, Chris and Project Storytime. Hail, you guys, and Mark.
Ryan Roger Athe says, I can tell you folks, reality base will not be a safe space for Mexican Iron Man. Mike, you impregnated an entire floor of a hospital. There is a Milf Manor for
Hey,
you.
first of all, it wasn't a hospital. It was a rehab facility that I was at. Second, yes, I hit on all the nurses that were cute and hot, which was a plethora, and none of them were married. Well, maybe,
but they all got pregnant, and there were paternity suits flying off the shelves. Which is why Mexican Ironman abandoned California, because it was too hot.
When I was on Percocet, did I ever tell you the way I hit on one? Here, I'll tell you a quick story of how one of the ways I hit on one of them, just one of them. And I was trying every day, and I was on Percocet and oxycodone, so I was like drugged up as hell. And so you know those little gowns they make you wear, right? Mm-hmm. So one night, I think it was around 8, it was in the winter, so it was like 7 or 8 at night or something like that. And so it's pitch black dark. Hold on, let me finish the story. Wait, so Mim says he did an old milk. Get it? No, I didn't. Anyway, let me finish my story. So she comes in and she's freaking striking gorgeous. New chick. I hadn't seen her before. I was about a weekend, and I'm hitting on everything left and right, and I'm delirious. And so she says she takes my blood pressure, and she takes my blood pressure. And so then I said, so I'm feeling like I should get a bath before I go to bed. Which of you two ladies wants to fight over me? So then I rolled over to the right and exposed my whole backside.
Arwen Avalon says, I never liked to turn milk, but definitely hated after that gross ass show. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so one of the nurses just rolled me back. She says, we'll just let you go to sleep at night. And I was just like, okay, you guys fight over me in the hallway. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Shellback TJC with $5 super chat says, Hakuna Mamilfa. It means no worries about climbing out the window. Ooh, it means no worries.
Whatever.
Yes. Thank you, Shellback TJC. And Makini Draws, I almost said McKinney. Makini Draws with the $10 super chat. Mike's Milf Manor is my hiding place for when the cops are trying to chase me. I pass through there all the time. They don't even cross the old bridge by the waterfall.
Oh, for God's sake.
Thank you, Makini.
He's talking about that video where he was playing the game. All right, so you sure you want to talk YouTube with me?
Oh yeah. We're gonna get into that.
I am not. I have to warn you. I don't know if you should have me talking to you two. I've never been on the Wednesday show with you, and we've never really expressed, because I have super strong feelings about YouTube. So I don't know.
Before we get into that, though, there is something I want to clarify. So yesterday, during the members stream and after on Klobby's Superman anniversary birthday, I made a statement about Alex Kurtzman. Now, I had heard from a very close friend of the channel, someone I know personally that I've spoken to many times. I got some information that Alex Kurtzman's contract would be extended. I did not jump on that information and bring it to you at that time. This was like 3 weeks ago.
Plus, we tend to not do rumors on this channel.
That's right. We don't do rumors on the channel. So I kept it to myself. Then, just a little while ago, I talked to another very close friend of the channel, someone I know personally, who gave me the exact same story. These two people do not talk to each other. They do not associate with each other. They don't know each other. They might have heard of each other, but they don't talk. They don't listen to each other. None of that. And this hadn't been said by either one of them on a live stream or anything like that. But it was the exact same story. Word for word, it was the exact same. And I asked them how they knew this, and they told me, and it wasn't anything like Reddit or anything like that. I believe both of them, which is why I said something last night. So Punxsutawney Phil has seen his shadow, ladies and gentlemen, and gone back inside his hole for 6 more weeks of winter because, apparently he's getting his contract extended. And that extension, there are 2 of them. So we could have as many as 7 more years of this guy running Star Trek. And Terry Matalas is gone. Terry Matalas does not work for CBS anymore. So just to clarify that. So let's talk.
Are you protecting my identity right now as one of these 2 sources, or is this in addition to what the convo you and I had on Sunday? Let's be blunt.
Yes, I am. I was protecting you because
No, you don't need to. All right.
So Mike brought this up. Mike said, I've got some news about Kurtzman, and I told him exactly what he was about to tell me. And
yeah.
Because I'd already been given that information, but I was only given that information by one person.
I was told, okay,
both reliable sources.
So this is what I was told and found out. It's not from anybody on YouTube that is currently. It's not from anyone on YouTube. It's from someone that I used to go to school with, and it came out of the fucking blue. And this happened at the end of, was it the end of December, early January, something like that. Yeah, so everything you say is true. And in particular, you know, this whole debate about what people are fighting right now is like, you know, if you watch it and like it, you'll get more. You're not going to get any more Terry Mattel. If anything, especially because of the way Kurtzman is, he's such a fuck. And frankly, by the way, I've said this, is that a lot of people like Terry Metellus. He betrayed a very good friend of mine in a very mean spirited way. I won't discuss what this guy did, but fuck Terry Metellus in the ship in the shithole ship he rode in on, whether it's a space one or a sea based one, because it's not my story to tell what he did. A very, very good friend of mine, and yes, I know it happened, and yes, I've seen receipts. Anyway. So this whole shootout about, you know, a campaign to be able to get more Terry Trek, it's not going to work. It's not going to work because, first of all, Kurtzman, if it goes well, he's going to use that as to credit himself that he found a showrunner to do something good, and Kurtzman's going to use it to his advantage. Why? Because that's what people like Kurtzman do. That's what people like J.J. Abrams do. That's what frauds do, is that they work on the good work of other people in order to advance their own career. Lest we not forget that Kurtzman is so tied to CBS because he finagled his way in to get Hawaii Five-0 remake redone, and that show went on forever, made CBS a fuckload of money. Okay, now he fucked up with this Clarice shit because he doesn't have the creative chops in order to pull something like that off.
No, especially without Hannibal. You can't do a show like that without Hannibal Lecter. You can't.
So that didn't affect that didn't help his stock price, but he's not going fucking anywhere. And if this thing, you know, it's a really weird situation because on the one hand, it's like you want to say, well, if we support this Terry Trek, then we'll get more of it. No, Hollywood studios are morons, and Kurtzman's still fucking gonna be around. And if anything, he'll take credit for what Terry did and use it to launch his own career and leave Terry out in the grass and out the ass, which frankly, because of what he did, a friend of mine, is okay with me. On another point related to the Star Trek shit is that I, unlike a lot of people, will not let one fucker, whether it's Terry Metellus or Kurtzman, or one show, fucking Star Trek Picard 3, whether it's good or bad or mediocre, I will not allow any discourse about this fucking show to fuck up the great relationships that I have with people that I love and call brother and sister on YouTube. Because life is much more important than this YouTube thing that we're about to talk about. Life is so much more important. And I have the rare experience of having met so many people that are friends of mine on YouTube in real life, and not at some big ass meetup where I get to say hi to somebody for 30 seconds to 2 minutes and fanboy them. I'm talking deep connections where I'm able to sit there and have deep conversations like you and I did. Dude, you know that we were together for almost 3 hours and time just flew by the other night?
Didn't feel like it. It felt like we sat down to eat, talk, and we were gone.
It felt like 35 minutes flat. And I looked up, I was like, wow, we from beginning to end, we were basically like almost 3 hours. And that's what life should be about. And
that's right.
I don't know. We're going to talk about YouTube. So yes, I support and endorse everything that you said. And it was a shock to me because you told me what I already knew. And I found out from people, from someone. I didn't believe the news that I found out until I had it independently confirmed out when I was out in California. I sat on it back at whenever I found out, the end of December, whatever it was. And then I went out to California and started meeting with people. And it got confirmed in my face, surprisingly, at a lunch meeting that I did in Southern California. So, anyways, all right. So
Bill Barkley says Mike leave some energy left to rant about Mandalorian tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care about Star Wars.
And Arwen's got it right here. She says it's become too tribal. I don't care if someone enjoys it or not. Just don't come for anyone on a personal level. It's not that deep. Absolutely agree. I absolutely agree
completely. And I also think if someone picks a fight with someone else and you're that someone else, dude, just take the high ground. Just take the
And
high ground. I'm so fucking sick of YouTube in so many ways. I find it all absolutely hilarious right now. I find YouTube absolutely hilarious. Like, I gotta warn you, dude. I mean, you might not. I don't know if we're gonna agree on everything that I'm gonna say this morning. Like, frankly,
no,
but
I
agree with
know,
everything you said yesterday.
I don't want to live in an echo chamber. I want your thoughts, and I absolutely agree, Arwen. I agree with you, and I saw this coming. For anybody who didn't think I saw it coming, go back and look at my Twitter. Scroll back to a few days before Picard launched. I said getting ready for this in the Fellowship, and it's the little GIF from Two Towers where Theoden says, "So it begins," because I knew this is the Fellowship about to watch Picard. So it begins. The war is about to begin. Because I knew people were going to be coming after people for their opinions. I've seen it before. I saw it during Mando. I watched everybody melt down. I watched people go after Anna, that Star Wars girl. I watched everybody start to turn on each other because some people enjoyed it, some people didn't. Snowed Up with $10 super chat. Tired, sore, and hating my life. Heading to the job that sucks, but I'm thankful I have my brothers to listen to in the morning. Helps ease the pain. Skull and Tuck and Roll. Have you seen the new Tuck and Roll, Skull?
I don't know.
No, we're gonna play it this morning. Thank you so much, brother, for that $10 super chat, and thank you to Shellback TJC, Machini Draws, Pops. You guys keep the fires burning bright here on Valhalla, and this one is just for you. Skull and Tuck and Roll. Tuck and Roll, bitch.
Is that from True Lies? What is that from?
Yes.
So Daryl X sent me a cheer me up in the morning photo, which I will be bringing on screen now. Stand by, sir. And Daryl, it's funny you sent this to me because Mexican Ironman is at a Hilton hotel, and just looking out my window off to the left, I can see in the distance a Hooters, which I hear they're changing their wardrobe in a few days.
Oh, yeah.
Is that
Nobody
true?
goes to Hooters anymore. Yep.
Well, have they changed it yet?
I don't think so.
Right.
But, but a number of them have closed their doors. There's very few Hooters left.
Well, there's one down there to my left. And so in Mexican Ironman, we'll be going on an archaeological find in order to determine if the outfits are still there, and to sample the chicken wings. And sometime in the next couple of days, I shall be making that journey.
Those windows in that pic aren't too high up from the ground. Mike can make that easily.
You can step out those fucking windows. You can't on me and jump. Wait. You stop that right now. I see what you're doing. You're getting me sucked into your lies.
Project Storytime says the number one rule of the internet is that I'm right and anyone who disagrees with me is an istophobe.
Yeah, and on top of that, getting YouTubers to let me tell you things that YouTubers rarely do. Number one, here's things that your favorite YouTubers will rarely ever say. One, I'm wrong. Two, I'm sorry. It constantly amazes me how people on YouTube get in fights with each other, and they are incapable of saying two words that cost nothing financially. I'm sorry. Not that bullshit. I'm sorry you feel hurt, or you know what? I'm sorry that you didn't like what I did, because that's not an I'm sorry. I mean, if you're sorry, you're sorry. I am sorry. 3 words, 2 conjugated. I'm sorry. It cracks me up how on YouTube something that literally takes 2 seconds, it's 2 words, costs no money, it's not going to prevent you from paying your rent, is impossible to do. And I say that not as a hypocrite, because I wronged people on YouTube, and I had to say I'm sorry to many people, as you know, Loki, in the past. Yes. But other people are not willing to do that. They would rather die on that hill of being right.
That's right. Ego. Okay, so we've talked about, me and you have discussed this before, and we'll get into this Article 230 shit in just a little bit.
Can I just say, you
continue
were right
our
with
discussion.
Your show yesterday. You are right with your entire show. And I was burning to send you a super chat, but I was getting ready to meet with a client and I couldn't do it. and then I had to jump in the car and listen to you. So here's what I see. Here's what I see as a. Let me jump into this because I've been wanting to say this since yesterday. So it was funny to me that you said this is part 2. This is what I see in YouTube. First of all, this is my thesis. Here's what I see from the YouTube side. I see that they have used a bunch of creators for well over a decade in order to prop up a social media platform. And when you look at their recent contract with the NFL, YouTube long ago stopped being a broadcast yourself, free speech, internet free channel and is moving towards being just another TV station. It's a lot like when the internet came on and replaced faxes. It's just another delivery medium, and it's going to be advertising revenue based, because once the NFL takes a hold of this fucking thing on YouTube, that's big money. Everything else will matter fucking less. All you creators that are making anywhere from 10 to 30 to 10 grand a year to 30 grand a year, to those few that make a couple hundred grand a year doing YouTube. And by the way, there aren't that many. Only 1% of all channels have more than 100,000 subs. And those channels that have more than 100,000 subs, the average earnings is between $40,000 and $60,000 a year, despite the fact that they might work 100 hours a week on their channel. Anyway, so from the YouTube side, this thing long ago stopped being about internet free speech broadcast, and it's going to turn into exactly what Loki said yesterday. It's going to be basically just another TV channel. It's going to be pretty much FCC regulated like back in the day, and advertisers will move to this thing, and everything else will and everyone else and everything else will not matter. Then over for the creators, I have a message for all you creators on YouTube, and you're not going to like what I'm about to say, but this is why I think YouTube is so hilarious. There are YouTubers that are chasing connection, clout, and mostly importance, mostly validation and money. And they see all these people that on YouTube that have hundreds of tens of thousands of subs, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. They see live streams where anywhere from 1,000 to 10,000 people or more might be watching and shit like this. Have you not noticed that TV stations like KTLA and stations from around the globe, like Australia, local news stations, are now dropping their broadcast shows and live feeds on YouTube? So any of you out there that have dreams of making a lot of big money on YouTube, you might as well go and get a job in a fucking kitchen and doing dishes or working as a server, because the amount of time that you put into making a channel that once you're monetized is going to pay you, it doesn't work. And let me tell you why. For every $10 that someone sends in a super chat, YouTube keeps 35% of that, number one. They take 35% off the fucking tab. Now there's $6.50 left. That $6.50, if you're making big money and you're not set up as an actual legal corporation separate from you personally, I mean a real corporation, not some DBA piece of shit you get at the county, like a real corporation, an LLC, a C Corp, or an S Corp, then YouTube on top of that, if you're making real money, as in, tens of thousands of dollars, they then keep 28% in federal withholding taxes from that 65. So you take your 35% off the top that YouTube takes. Then what happens is they keep another 28%. That's now, do the math, Loki, 28
over 50%.
That's 63%. So of the $10, they're keeping $6.30, some of which, that 28 cents, they're keeping it for the IRS for your taxes that you are going to have to pay. And that leaves you that when someone sends a $3 or $10 super chat, $3.70 is left over. If it's big money, that gets sent to that creator. And when does it get sent? It gets sent about 35 to 40 days. So if I send a $10 super chat today, that creator will get $3.70 if it's a bigger channel. Probably sometime in about, what's today's date? February 28th. Probably the creator will get it sometime in early to mid-April. Correct, Loki?
Correct.
Now, if it's a smaller channel, then they get $6.50 from that $10 super chat, but it still comes probably in the first or second week of April. So $10 today ends up being the first or second week of April. If it's early in the month, like it's February 10th, you probably will get it in the end of March, around March 26th to 28th. So I laugh out loud when I see all this drama that's been created on YouTube, when the truth of the matter is that if we were all united in common purpose, and if we all had to see each other on a daily basis and deal with each other, we wouldn't be able to act like a bunch of children online about stupid shit that like TV series and movies. And I'm the rantiest of the bunch. I can rant with the next guy, but you know what I won't do is I have fought bitterly over the last 4 years to stay on YouTube because the drama that I've had to deal with behind the scenes is nothing like the crap that any of you guys in YouTube as fans watch these creators get in live. The real drama happens behind the scenes, and it's 100 times worse, 1,000 times more entertaining, and 1,000,000 times much more sad than the stuff that we see that plays out.
Well, the problem is that for every person that is out here doing this because they love to do it, because this fills that niche, you've got people ready to slit their fucking throat to take it from them because they are jealous, they are manipulative, and they want what you have. They look at what you have and they go, them sons of bitches don't deserve that. That's what I want. And they are ready and willing to slit your throat for it. For every single good person out there, for every single great person that will support you. Speaking of people that will support you, Orville Nation, PJ is absolutely awesome, guys. Wonderful, wonderful person. Make sure you're subscribed to his channel. All these people, all the creators in here are absolutely wonderful. But there's someone out there waiting to slit your fucking throat because of envy right there. Vanity, Kevin. Yeah, that's my Pacino impression. But yeah, it's ready and willing and able to take you out because they want what you have. Damn, here's $1.85 for Loki. How much is a can of Fanta these days? A 20 ounces about that, but I don't drink that shit anymore.
Well, funny thing is I should just Loki is set up properly so he doesn't have 28% taken out. Let's just say that. Because we took care of that 2 years ago, right? That's right. Another thing you saw coming ahead of time. Do you remember that? That's why we set that thing up to what, 3 years, 2 years, 3 years ago now?
Yes.
Right? Because we saw that coming. I told you, I said, hey, taxes are changing. YouTube's gonna start taking 28% out of every creator. And what happened? Fucking everybody. Loki does what he does. He springs into action because he sees shit coming and he takes care of stuff ahead of time. So June, thanks for the super chat. In Loki's case, YouTube keeps 35%, but in Loki's channel, he actually is set up properly. And is one of the few creators that I know of that's done that in advance. The channels that I work with in the last year or two, if I work with them closely and they're bringing in big, decent to, moderate to good money, then that's something that we have to do. And it's not, the paperwork is no joke, huh, Loki?
No, it's absolutely no joke. And you have to constantly update stuff. Chris Fisk, I envy everyone, but lack that vindictive aspect that many act upon. Being petty is so childish and such a waste of time. I absolutely agree.
I agree with you, Chris. That's brilliantly well said.
I'm not going to spend my time looking at other channels going, oh my God, that's what I want. You have no idea what goes on behind the scenes of a channel. You have no idea what people deal with on a daily basis. Focus on you, focus on your content, focus on where you want to be and not on where anyone else is. Period. It's that simple, but you've just got to focus. You got to get the binoculars out and look at where you want to be and where you're headed and get there and cut out all the other shit. Put your blinders up so you don't focus on any of that other stuff and focus on where you want to be, and you will get there. You will. Have faith in that you will get there. If you work hard, you bust your ass, and you keep doing what you're doing, and you focus on where you want to go, you will get there. I am not worried about where I'm going to be at the end of the year. Neither should any of you. Anybody that's worried about, oh my God, I've got to be at this level or I got to be right here by the end of the year, you got to stop worrying about that. You got to stop thinking about that. I'm very happy where I am. I'm enjoying where I'm at. Before you decide I want to jump in the big ocean with the sharks, stop and think for a minute and go, am I ready? Am I ready for that? Some people would say, yes, Loki, you're ready. Go forth and do whatever. But I'm enjoying where I'm at. I'm not in a rush to get anywhere.
Right.
I have a wonderful audience that I absolutely love and love talking to in the morning. Go ahead.
And here's the thing. You have your purpose. You are doing this, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. Well, I'm not humble. I'm a cocky, arrogant asshole. But in my cocky, arrogant asshole personality, you are doing this for the right reasons because, and you understand two things. One is your purpose. You are here because you have a burning, passionate need to get up every morning and speak your mind in peace about the things that matter to you most. That is your mission and your purpose. Number two is that you had a realistic expectation that this thing is going to take a while and you were going to build it one brick at a time. That is very different than what I see the vast majority of people that start channels doing, where they're like, well, I want what they have and I want to do it too. And then when they don't have that success and it doesn't come or it takes forever, they get frustrated, they get emotional, and their insecurities creep in because they never did it for the right reason. Because frankly, people, let me tell you this much. Coming on YouTube is a lot like starting a restaurant. Unless you think that what you are going to bring to the table to put food on your table, for whatever reason, is that if you're not here for purpose and you're here for clout or for making money, you better be doggone sure and solidly aware that you better be better than anyone else who's already out there, because the level of competition for eyes right now is brutal. I cannot watch all of the videos, let alone any of the live streams, hardly, that all the people that I love on this YouTube platform put out there. There's just not enough fucking time in the day, at least not for me, because I have a real life. Like I don't live on YouTube like a lot of people. So you, Loki, what you've done, in my opinion, is you've built what you have brick by brick, and your house is fucking solid. And
I had to explain that to you. I had to explain that to you in the very beginning. You were like, I don't get what you're.
Well, no, because I'm coming from a very different perspective. You and I, the few times we've had a disagreement about this channel in one way or the other, is because guess what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a business guy. So I look at Loki, and if I were Loki, I would be doing this for money, not for purpose. Loki's doing this for purpose. The money comes because he's on purpose. And that is the highest level of any business owner that they strive to. But I don't usually see that. And so when I see someone like Loki, I'm like, he's got a great radio voice. He's brilliant. He knows his fandom. He knows his details about different things. I would take that and I would have used that in a different way and monetize him. And then Valhalla would probably have 20 to 50,000 subs. But I don't know if that would have been good for you, frankly, because looking back on things, and you look at the meetup that we did last October, dude, there's channels that are 10, 20, 30 times your size that couldn't have pulled that shit off. Not the way that you did it. It was an amazing
experience. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike had just as much to do with that as I did, if not more at times. I mean,
there was when I made this decision, I said, I'm going to go to that, and I'm not going to, because I couldn't do that and do any of the FNTs. It's just no way. And I that is the best decision. I cannot wait till we do that again next year. Next year is going to be unbelievable. The time that I got to spend with Akini, the time I got to spend with Apollomies Minion, the time I got to spend with DJ Running Jew, Daryl, like, I mean, I laughed so hard with Daryl and Psycho Dwarf 9. I got to meet Sean Carter for the first time. He drove like hours and hours. Look, I could keep naming people that were there. I'm
climbing the stairs with Mr. CCDV in the middle of the night because all the electricity in the hotel was out. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I mean, I could go on and on because there were so many people there. Septicon was there. I mean, it was just amazing. So I think you have a very realistic thing about YouTube. You're on purpose and you're building a community. And that, by the way, is what YouTube and social media should be about. If you want to build a community, well, then use it for that, because all the censoring that's going on, good luck. It's going to turn into, like Loki said, it's going to turn into licensing, and you're going to end up like being you're not going to be able to say what you want, and you're going to, better beware of this now. Now, it might happen in 6 months. It might happen in 6 years. But I think everything Loki said on yesterday's show is correct, and it's coming.
So let's dig into that. Mags says, lurking today, Loki and Mike are burning it down with speaking truth. Hail Valhalla. Toxic Femme, please have a great day, y'all. Thank you so much, Mags. That was good to see you on Toxic Femme, too.
Yeah, I saw her last night. I was in the car driving in between clients. Yeah. Look at that. She's a YouTuber.
Thank you.
YOUTOOBR. YouTuber.
Thank you, Mags, for that $5 super chat. Okay, so let's get into Article 230. We talked about this yesterday. Article 230 is what is right now protecting YouTube and other sites like YouTube, social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is. If it's a social media platform, they cannot be sued from something someone says on it. Now, that law, which was made in the late 90s, was never intended to cover something so vast. They had no idea social media was going to be the absolute shark tank that it is today. So not only are they looking at revising Article 230, but there is a case currently right now that is called Google or Gonzalez versus YouTube, or Google. Gonzalez versus Google. And what that is about is there was a terrorist action in France, and an American was killed, and the family of that slain American wants to sue Google for allowing YouTube to have videos on at the time from terrorists that were doing terrorist things and recruiting using things like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, yada, yada, yada. The idea here, and this is what's important about this, last year, Google made almost $300 billion. YouTube made close to just shy of $30 billion. Google and YouTube are not going to allow anything to get in the way of that. They want to increase their profits. They increased their profits from last year, from the year before, and from the year before that. The coup especially helped with that because more people were inside, more people were streaming, more channels were being created, and that allows them to tax them more and put more ads on their channel. Hence, they make more money. Google and YouTube are not going to allow anything to get in the way of that. So what do you think is going to happen, Mike, when whether this succeeds or fails? Just the idea and the possibility of them being sued, let's say by Alec Baldwin. Let's say Alec Baldwin gets sentenced to so many months in jail, and he turns around and he tells his lawyers, you know what? I feel like we were targeted by campaigns on social media. They don't have to sue you, ladies and gentlemen. They don't have to come after you, and they're not going to, because most likely you don't have the millions and millions and millions of dollars they want. So they take a shot at suing Google and YouTube for the money. Now, YouTube turns around and says, let's say they win. Let's say YouTube and Google win. And they fight off the lawsuit, but they spent $2 million on legal fees. They turn around and they tax that out of every channel that reported on Alec Baldwin in the Rust situation, the Rust shooting. They just tax you for it. They take those videos down and they say, because of this, this, and this, we are docking this much money. And they can do that. That is in the YouTube TOS. They can turn around and sue you for the cost of the lawsuit that they had to fight off. They can do whatever they want to. You are beholden to them. They can get rid of you. They can turn your channel off, and they don't care. Especially with the NFL deal waiting in the wing, they don't need you.
No.
It doesn't matter whether you spoke the truth or not. It doesn't matter whether you're liable or not. They will tax you and they will get rid of you because you do not matter to them.
Well, evidence is already showing in social media, both on YouTube and on Twitter and places where right now they're taking people off just by the threat of the lawsuit. So this is already happening. Loki's not talking about something that's down the road. The process has begun, and the snow will just continue to roll down this hill until the ball becomes bigger. Now, the bad news is, for all of you out there that dream of like making, being a big time YouTuber and a free speech, that want to be a Wild West gunslinger, Wyatt Earp and all that kind of shit. No. Basically, gun control is coming. That's the analysis that I would use. So this is just like your analogy, your Wild West. I'm going to take it a step further. Now you're going to need a permit. You're going to need you're going to need to registration. You're going to need
just like radio stations and television stations, just like public broadcasting. You're going to have a license, ladies and gentlemen, because they're not going to take a risk on you saying something that they don't want you to say. Go ahead, Mike.
You just said what I was going to say. That was exactly what I was going to say.
You're going to need a license, and you're going to have to pay for that license, and you're going to have to learn the rules. That is what is coming. The wild west of YouTube is at an end. This is the turn of the century. We are going into the 20th century. We are entering the 20th century. The wild, wild west, the 1900s are over. The ability to come on here and go, you know what? I think Star Wars sucked. Imagine this, ladies and gentlemen. And they've already come after people for this. Naughty Dog's done it. Disney's done it. They're already doing this. They're blaming you. When I said this yesterday, when Charlie's Angels came out, that bitch director blamed a targeted, coordinated campaign on social media to ruin her movie. So imagine the insurance company for that movie suing Google and YouTube for allowing a targeted campaign to be carried out on their platform and winning hundreds of millions of dollars in costs for that movie back because of you opening your mouth on a social media platform. That is the door that is opening if 230 is beaten and Google loses. That is what is going to happen. Imagine Amber Turd, who owed JD, what was it, $16 million, $15 million? Imagine her lawyers suing Google and YouTube because she lost and she blames the targeted campaign from social media platforms for her loss, and they win. Imagine what's going to happen to your channel. YouTube's not going to take that chance. Google is not going to take that chance. They're already actively axing channels for little things. Okay? It's called reuse content, and that's all they have to do. That's all they have to put on there. We just saw this with JP over at Egotastic Fun Time. We just saw this. Why?
Oh, by the way,
because
you cannot find a more well-meaning, straight-up, honest, nice guy.
Yeah, him and PJ are the absolute tops. Him and PJ are absolutely great.
Yeah.
No, I absolutely agree. Him and PJ, JP and PJ, they have the same name. It's just flipped. Both of them are the two nicest guys you're ever going to meet on YouTube. I'm not that nice, and I'm a pretty decent, nice guy, but I'm not that nice. So I can be a dick. I understand that. I get that. Sometimes Loki's such a dick. He's such an asshole. Well, I can be. I don't know. It depends on my mood. It depends on how angry I am too. YouTube has a hidden problematic commentator script that scours comments and deletes them without notice. YouTube is on borrowed time. This platform is a sinking ship. And it's their choice. It's their choice, Chris. It is their choice that they are doing this. They are the Titanic driving it into the iceberg, and they know it's there, and they don't care.
No, here's the thing. This is where I'm going to disagree with you. This YouTube will not self-destruct or destroy. What YouTube will do is it will change itself into being a broadcast TV network.
No, I agree.
What's going to happen.
That's the iceberg, in my opinion.
Right.
That is the iceberg, and they're driving towards it willingly. Yeah.
Well, but the Titanic sink. YouTube is not going to sink. What's going to sink is the whole, like you said yesterday on your show, the whole origin of the broadcast yourself, which right now people are still enjoying.
Oh, that's gone. Yeah, that's gone.
Right. Well, people are clinging onto the remnants of that right now because, it's almost, it's like a lot of these live streams and these shows get exhausting to listen to because 4 years ago, we never heard people say every other 5 minutes things like, well, we can't say that. We have to say something else instead because, then why the fuck is the point of being here then if you can't speak your mind? You know what I mean? What the fuck is the point?
Oh, and Daisy Girl Williams, yes, he knows about the online cat fight going on the tubes. One being a clip channel, so now it's spilling over to other clip channels. I got struck 5 times. They starting fires. Yes, we know. Any drama, any bullshit, trust me, we've heard about it. The shorts debacle, go into shorts in a minute. So the shorts was another, and this ended very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, was another Wild West. Okay. So channels suddenly jumped on the shorts wagon and boom, it just took off. Right. But the problem is when they were like, okay, well, I have enough time, I have enough hours, I have enough subscribers. They go to get monetized, and guess what? All of their stuff's copyrighted. And guess what YouTube's not going to do? They are not going to give a channel that's 99% copyrighted material monetization. Why? Because of reused content, ladies and gentlemen. So they've suddenly got to figure out, well, how do I get this stuff? How do I get this stuff uncopyrighted? Well, I can't use copyrighted music. I can't use copyrighted images. Maybe if I put an overlay in here, maybe if I do this, maybe if I do that, and they suddenly have to spend months figuring out how they can undo the damage they did trying to get where they're at when 99% of shorts viewers don't stick around. They might subscribe to you to see more shorts, but that's the only reason why they're there. They're not going to come on your live streams. They're not going to interact with chat. They might check out some of your videos, but 99% of the time, this is not someone that's going to continually show up and support you as a content creator. That's the problem. You're not going to get what you want. You're not going to get a constant viewership.
You'll get attention and views, but you sure as hell aren't going to build community, let alone members.
No. So that wild west is over. I mean, everyone that tried that now knows, well, shit, I just dug a giant hole that I've got to climb out of, even though I thought I was like, oh, look at me going fast. I'm flying up the ladder. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm doing better than all these channels. And then they find out they never got out of the hole. It's a trap.
Right.
It's a trap because YouTube wanted you to put out more shorts. Why? Because they want to fight TikTok, but then they're not going to reward you for all the work you did. Right. They're just not. Oh, well, I was coming out with like 8-10 shorts a day there for a while, and I was working my butt off, and I was spending 4 or 5 hours putting shorts out every day and setting them up. It's a trap. It was a trap. They used you. They used you to try and go head to head with TikTok because TikTok was a threat and TikTok was taking away from YouTube. And Akbar is correct a lot. Kronos, absolutely. Canadian Spider-Man, it's a trap. I got to talk to him for the first time the other night.
Who?
Canadian Spider-Man.
Oh, cool. I've known him for years.
Well, I obviously I've known him and I've seen him in chat and I've talked to him in chat, but I've never actually had a chance to talk to him. So
what's really your advice to YouTubers then?
Be prepared.
Firing YouTubers. The end is nigh.
The end is nigh. Okay, here's the deal. If Gonzalez wins in their battle against Google, this is all over. They are not going to keep you around. They're going to get rid of you. Why? Because they have the NFL, they have movies, they have the ability to be just a streaming service. They have all of this ability, and they have shorts, and they have all this other stuff. They do not need to keep you around.
So what's your advice? Give up now or
no?
So what's your advice?
Keep making the content you're making and never give up and never surrender. If I thought this was all over and there was no point in doing this, I wouldn't get up every morning and I wouldn't do this. I love the interactions I have here. I love the people I get to talk to here. Snowdub is a brother. I do anything for him. Mike is a brother. I would do anything for him. So many of you are our family. You are Valhalla. You are Valhalla. I am not Valhalla. I'm just Loki. I'm Loki, who created a Mornings of Mischief channel thanks to John, entertainment hacker, John Paul Rye, helped me come up with the name when I was first trying to figure things out. And that's what I did. And I came on here and I started a morning show. That's what I did. All of you created Valhalla. All of you out there made Valhalla. It's not just me. Valhalla is made up of all of you. And I will never give that up. I will never, ever walk away from that because you guys are all family. Don't give up. Don't go into this thinking I'm going to be the next this. I love the support I have. I love it from Adega. I love it from PJ over at Orville Nation. PJ, every time I talk to PJ, he's like, Loki is running circles around us. And I'm like, oh my God, stop. But I love him for it. because he was one of the first people. He's one of the first persons to talk to me and go, "You have got an absolutely awesome radio voice. You've got an absolutely unique thing. You're going to go somewhere," and had absolute faith in what I was doing. And that speaks volumes. When it's someone you respect and someone you look up to, and they go forth and make content, what are you going to say? No. What are you going to say? Well, I don't know. No, you go, hell yeah, rock on. Oh, and you go and do it. You go and you fucking do it. So Google can do whatever it wants to. Do I think this is coming? Yes. Do I think there's any way to stop it? No. They've got the NFL deal. They are going to be doing this. I think it's going to become harder and harder for creators to do what they do, but that doesn't mean we can't do what we do. So we don't give up. We don't surrender. We keep the dream alive, and we never stop. Never stop. Whether you're on Odyssey, whether you're on Rumble, whether you're on YouTube, whatever you're doing, keep doing, and do it with pride, for God's sakes. Don't bitch, moan, and whine about how hard this is when this is the business we have chosen, ladies and gentlemen, to borrow a line from the Godfather. This is the business we've chosen. It is. So be proud of it. Be proud. Stand up. Don't bitch, moan, and whine about how you don't have enough clout, or how you don't have enough subscribers, or how you don't make enough money, or how you don't have enough members. Don't go onto your channel and be like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Oh, I need this. Be proud of what you fucking have. Stand up and do your work with pride. Don't bitch and moan about it. And PJ, thank you, brother. I love you. I absolutely love you. Chris Fisk, stream chats have replaced the old.
By the way, I gotta jump on the back of that comment when you say this is the life we've chosen, the business we've chosen. Nothing annoys me more. I'm so sick and listen, I get it. Here's the line that I can't stand hearing. The algorithm is suppressing me. This is the life you fucking chosen. Deal with it. Stop bitching about it. This is the life you've chosen. Oh, the algorithm's not done. Oh, I'm a victim of YouTube. Blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? Life sucks, and you chose this life. And until you walk, I am so sick and tired of hearing this crap over. Or here's the other one, the call I get. Mike, how do I beat the algorithm? I don't know. No one knows.
If someone knew.
Bust your ass harder on your channel so that you work for 15 hours a day and only get paid $3 for an entire day's worth of work. Fuck, I don't know. How do I beat the algorithm? I don't know.
If someone knew, they would bottle that shit and sell it online.
Yep.
They would bottle it and sell it. Machini draws with the $5 super chat. Gentlemen, I sent you to a DM. Just check when you can later. Absolutely. Machini. And please, and thank you for that $5 super chat. Showback, don't look at it like that. Don't look at it as a major motivation killer. Look at it as Loki is letting us know what is coming down the pipe. If you want to do this, you better hurry up and do it. Because I don't know how it's going to change, and I don't know exactly what YouTube and Google are going to do, but this is my guess. They are not going to let anyone get in the way of a $30 billion win on YouTube or a $300 billion win on Google. YouTube is built on a house of cards. And if if the base bails, I don't think it has a leg to stand on. They can say the NFL contract or whatever. There's a million streaming services out there. What are they going to do when they lose it? What are they going to do if Paramount and CBS comes in and says, you know what, we want that contract, and they outbid them when that contract is over? What does YouTube have to stand on? What do they have left? Because they've stood on our backs. They've stood on content creators' backs for all this time. Snowed up with $2 super chat. My only gripe is time. I never have enough time. But this is the business we've chosen. Thank you, brother, for that $2 super chat. This is the life we've chosen. This is the business we've chosen. You can either enjoy it and enjoy the time you have, or you can bitch, moan, and be unhappy the entire time you're here.
Yep.
If you're constantly looking for that next subscriber, if you're constantly looking for that next, oh, I'm going to get to 10,000. Oh, I need to be at 5,000 by the end of the year. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to do that. If you're constantly focused on that, then you're missing everything beautiful about what you're doing. And you can argue with me about that all you want to. You can say, oh, Loki, I've got to get to this point. I've got to do this. Oh, I'm not going to be able to keep doing this if I don't hit this or if I don't hit that. If you want to focus on all of that, by all means, go ahead and focus on that. I'm going to enjoy the time I have with all these great people every single morning I get on here. And I'm going to kick ass them to take names. I'm going to enjoy the time I spend with the birthday boy here, Mexican Ironman. And before we get out of here, I just want to say, I went back and I watched the Kevin Conroy video.
So did I yesterday.
And
fucking this thing still made me cry yesterday.
It sucks that I can't get a follow-up. I really wanted to get a follow-up this year, and he's gone. And I'm happy. You know what I am?
He's not done. He is with us forever, and I am forever grateful for you. Thank you.
I'm just happy I got that one. I am. I thought about it, and I was like, no, I'm happy I got what I got. I am.
Exactly, and I am too. So thank you again. I watched it
yesterday. I got to talk to him for all of like 2 minutes and tell him about Mike. And that was the best because he took what I said and knew exactly what to say. Because he asked me what kind of person is he. I said he always does everything for everybody. He's always there for everybody. If someone is hurting or if someone is in a bad spot, Mike's there. He's there for all of us. And he took that and he made a beautiful video just with that, just knowing that. And I'm ever eternally grateful that he did that. So, guys, we're getting out of here. Thank you so very much. Tomorrow, we are going to have a special guest on YouTube Talk, which is not part 3. The 2-part series is over. We had yesterday with Zero, and we had today with Mike. However, we are going to have a normal Wednesday YouTube Talk tomorrow with special guest Fat Steven Seagal, talking about 2022 and what YouTube did for him in 2022. Until then, guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. We'll see you guys tomorrow on Mornings of Mischief. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Hold on. Shum with a 19-month member chat says, we're all happy Mexican Ironman was able to land safely when he jumped out of that window. And DJ Ronnie G with a $5 super chat says, happy birthday, Mexican Ironman, and happy Taco Tuesday. Thank you, boys.
Thank you, gentlemen.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.